With the recent news of the call-ups of Stephanie Vaquer, Jordynne Grace, and possibly Ricky Saints to the main roster from NXT, we're going to go through and decide what we think should actually happen with these superstars to make sure that WWE do it right. Of course, they've had Giulia and Roxanne Perez go up recently, so we're going to add them into the list as well. And please make sure you head down to the comments so you let us boys at Aussie Cousins Wrestling know what you think the WWE should do with these 5 superstars. So last year we had 5 really good call-ups that went up to the main roster. Towards the start of the year, there was Tiffany Stratton and Bron Breakker, and of course they've both held belts during the course of the year. Bron Breakker twice the Intercontinental Champion, Tiffany Stratton the Money in the Bank winner, then onto the WWE Women's Championship. And then Lyra Valkyria was called up, and of course she is the current Intercontinental Champion and doing fantastic work, especially recently. Carmelo Hayes has been all over SmackDown. He doesn't get very many wins, but he is with someone as well liked within the WWE as The Miz. So you don't get a storyline with him unless they actually like what you're doing. Hopefully that progresses forward to him doing really good things on SmackDown. And the other one would have been Ilya Dragunov, but of course he had a really serious ACL injury, so he's been out for a year, but he was very much trending in the right direction. So first up, we're going to discuss Ricky Saints. And now this hasn't actually been confirmed as him going up to the main roster. We're not sure if he's going to go up to SmackDown or Raw, but the rumors is that he's heading there. So Mike, what do you think they should do with Ricky Saints?
It's hard to know which way he goes. I think he'll be in the mid-card titles in both for a while, but either SmackDown or Raw is going to be good for the US title or Intercontinental reign. Yeah,
absolutely. I don't think he's a main eventer on the main roster level, but a mid-card title would be fantastic. So if he goes to Raw, then Intercontinental title is a great level for him, and someone who could take it off Dominic Mysterio. I'd absolutely believe that. On the other side, I'm not sure whether he's going to be taking it off Jacob Fatu, because I don't think anyone's taking it off Fatu for a while.
Yeah, not for a while.
But he could definitely do a job on Friday Night SmackDown in and around that level as well. Okay, now let's move on to the 2 who were put up to the main roster about a month or 2 ago, and that of course is Roxanne Perez and Giulia. First off, we're going to go with Giulia, who has recently moved from Raw to SmackDown. What do you think of that move?
I think it's better she goes SmackDown. I think she suits SmackDown more. I think there's more opportunity for her, to be honest, as well. How they use her and work with her is going to be interesting. She could be in the main event area, but I think they need to start the mid-card and work her up. I think the crowd needs to get used to her a little bit more than, say, like Roxanne. But I do think she's a good move for SmackDown.
One of the things with Giulia is that we know in her previous work before going to the WWE, she was well known for being very hard-hitting.
Yes.
And I think she had to scale that back a bit going into the NXT roster. I don't think she needs to scale it back at all on the WWE main roster. No. Obviously, you don't want to be unsafe, but I think she can lay it in a bit more on the main roster. There's people who will know how to take that better. And I think her going after the US title, as has been teased on SmackDown recently with Zelina Vega, who I think, unfortunately, I don't know whether that's working at all. But Giulia going after the US title against Zelina Vega, I think is a great move. Have her showcase what she can do in Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Great showcase for her because, again, she can lay it in a lot more in a match like that.
Because it's allowed, basically,
That's right. And then after that, she's probably not going to win Money in the Bank. So go after the US title.
Perfect.
That's a great move
for them,
So let's move on to the prodigy, Roxanne Perez. What about Roxy?
I'm in love with this lady. She's awesome. Her move into the Judgment Day, or the Associate Judgment Day, works really well.
Yeah.
Gets her involved in the storyline, gets people to know her more, but everyone knows who she is. She's really good. I can see her being pushed up to the main event and the world title matches pretty much straight away. Whether she wins or not straight away, I don't know, but I do see her by at least the middle of next year having that world title.
Yeah, that's right. And if you've seen one of the videos we put out on this channel, I actually pitched for Roxanne Perez to win the Money in the Bank simply because her move this year has been very similar to Tiffany Stratton's last year. Obviously, she was in the Royal Rumble, had some good spots in the Royal Rumble, which Tiffany did last year. And then was in the Elimination Chamber and did some really good spots in there, which Tiffany did last year. So the parallels are very similar. I don't necessarily think she's going to win it. I actually think someone, possibly Naomi, might. But Roxanne Perez with the Money in the Bank and being in the Judgment Day or an associate to the Judgment Day at the same time could be absolutely fantastic stuff. And now let's move on to Jordynne Grace. So after losing to Stephanie Vaquer at NXT Battleground, it is clear that she is now moving up to the main roster. And she is going to be going to SmackDown by all reports, which I think is a great fit for her. So Mike, what would you do with Jordynne Grace?
I'm torn because she could easily go for the main event stuff straight away or the US title. Depends on how they work with her, but no matter what she does, it's going to be good. I think she works with anybody really well. She's also a powerhouse, so she could pick up Nia Jax, even Piper Niven, and throw them around. It will look really good. I just think they may need to give her the main event role straight away because then the whole facade of her is power, strong strength. She's really good on the mic for someone that's just come out of NXT as well, so I think it'd be good if she goes main event.
Yeah, that's interesting. So personally, I think she'd be great going after the US title in a feud with Giulia, if Giulia is to take that off Zelina Vega, because they had that match in NXT where unfortunately Jordynne dropped Giulia on her head twice. One of those was Giulia's fault, one of those was probably Jordynne's fault, but the match was actually fantastic outside of that. But I think those two having a feud over the US title will really elevate that title because the crowd can actually connect to those two a lot better than what they are doing with Zelina Vega at the moment. But as you said, she could go straight after the main event scene and she could really mix it with, your Tiffany Strattons, your Bianca Belair's, Naomi, all of these people. There's no issues with her being in that conversation. And lastly, let's move on to Stephanie Vaquer. What do you think about Stephanie Vaquer's move to Raw, Michael?
Oh, this is great. Probably the best move of a lot of them. Could just imagine Stephanie Vaquer versus Lara for the Intercontinental Championship. That would be an amazing match. But also, Stephanie Vaquer versus Rhea, Io Sky. You can just salivate. The match is going to be unbelievably really good no matter who she goes against. She's a really good wrestler.
That's right. And of course, she had that match against Io Sky, which had the run-in from Roxanne Perez and Giulia, which was them moving up to the main roster. So there is talk that they're going to be running that back pretty soon. So Stephanie Vaquer may very well just be slotted straight into the main event scene. I think there is no issues with her just going straight to the top. To be honest, the crowd already knows her. Like when she came out on that Raw after WrestleMania, she just got a massive pop. I think everyone was excited to see her. Her moves in the ring are just so silky smooth. She does a few things that really play out to the crowd. I think we all know what we're talking about. Booker T. He's going to be really disappointed that she's no longer there.
He's devastated.
Yeah, but I think she's going to be a fantastic asset for Raw. Move her straight up to the main event scene. And then that is just going to be wonderful work by the WWE officials getting her up there nice and quickly. But that's what we think. What do you guys think? Please make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any more content from Aussie Cousins Wrestling. Like the video if you like these kind of discussions that we have every now and then on our channel. And leave some comments down below with what you think they should do with these 5 fantastic NXT call-ups to the main roster. And the most important thing from us, of course, is we hope you all have a wonderful day.